Recently, I asked my oldest relative, my Uncle Kenneth, to tell me his life story. So, Uncle Kenneth, you were born in 1921, right?
Right.
Do you remember being a little kid?
Little kid.
Yeah, do you remember?
That was a rascal.
He grew up in Middlesboro, Kentucky, where he went to the segregated Lincoln High School.
Oh yeah, I went to all colored school.
For Uncle Kenneth and his 6 siblings, growing up during the Great Depression, life wasn't easy.
Life was miserable.
I remember you said during the Great Depression people would walk the streets just looking for any metal to sell. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
After the Great Depression, still there was no time to celebrate. Like many men of his era, my Uncle Kenneth was drafted into the U.S. Air Force to fight World War II. What was your job?
Aircraft armorer.
Where did they send you?
All over. I started off at Jefferson Barracks, Missouri. I went to Phoenix, Arizona.
You went to Europe?
Yes, I did. I went to Italy.
After World War II, Uncle Kenneth settled in Cincinnati, where he worked a few jobs before someone put in a good word for him to get a job at the U.S. Postal Service, which he eventually retired from.
The postmaster was a good friend of my father-in-law. And so he and I were outside talking. So this postmaster said, "What do you do?" I said, I work for I work Cincinnati Care. There's a janitor. There's a janitor? He's surprised because he's an old white man. So he said, "How'd you like to work in the post office?"
Uncle Kenneth loved gardening, fishing, and baseball. But the greatest love of his life was Peggy Benet, whom he married May 18th, 1950. How did you know she was the one?
She told me.
Oh, she just said, what, we need to get married?
She said, you know, you'd make somebody a good husband. I said, yep. When you get married?
Uncle Kenneth and Aunt Peggy went on to have 2 kids, Karen and Keith.
I had to whip them every day.
No, I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
I had a niece that hung around with me.
And played Scrabble with you?
Go to the zoo. Every year we make a trip to the zoo.
Ah, those were the good old days. I hope I'm your favorite niece.
Yes, you are my favorite. You are my favorite.
Uncle Kenneth outlived both his son Keith and wife Peggy. Do you think of her all the time?
All of the time. All of the I think of her right now.
Do you think you'll see her again soon, and Keith too?
Yep.
Uncle Kenneth leaves behind his daughter Karen, his grandson Kellen, and his sister Pauline, who is 102, not to mention a host of other relatives who loved him very much.
So, with all the wisdom of your 96 years, what would be the number one piece of advice you would want to give to people?
Work hard. Be honest.
Are you satisfied with your life right now? Do you have any regrets?
No. Love my life right now. Don't have to do nothing. Lay around in bed all day.
And Karen comes, bring you food, bring you juice.
Karen lives here.
Yes, she's taking good care of you. You are very blessed.
I am really blessed.
All right. Any last words? Anything you want to say?
Well, life has been good to me.
It sure has.